Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. As always, a good way to support the channel is by leaving a like, by leaving a comment, or by subscribing. It does indeed help with the algorithm. Thank you very much for all the support just in general over the last couple of years. Thank you to all the new Patreon members. There's more and more every single day. Thank you across the board. I know I'm forgetting a couple of things, but thank you in general. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. At the moment, the world's second largest cryptocurrency, Ethereum, is taking up the lead in the crypto market rally. The price of Ethereum shot up 10%, hitting a new all-time high of $4,400 and entering the price discovery zone. Cryptocurrency markets have rallied sharply in recent weeks. And Ether is currently up over 60% in the late September throw. Okay, sure, why not? The recent Ether price rally comes on the backdrop of strong address activity. The amount of Ether on cryptocurrency exchanges continues to decline. There are more Ethereum addresses being created every single day. We just had yesterday, the Altair upgrade went through without a hitch. Normally, whenever we have any other type of major upgrades, not even just for Ethereum, there's always another situation where someone's talking about forking the chain or doing something else like that, and none of that happened. So now we are at the point where we are once again very close to actually having Ethereum 2.0. I think a lot of people, it's not that the hype isn't there, but it's like we've been talking about this since 2016, 2017. So it's kind of like sure, you'll do it. But at this point, there's a lot of positive activity. Unsurprisingly, what ended up taking place, you know how whenever altcoins do a little bit too well, somebody always starts to slide back down. Yep, it was Bitcoin. Ethereum hit 4,400 and looked like it was starting to go higher. And then you saw, immediately at that exact second, you'll see when we look at the charts, Bitcoin slammed straight down in an effort to lower Ethereum's price. It moved down by only $50 or something like that. Ethereum, not Bitcoin. Ethereum tried to go back up once again, and Bitcoin slammed back down. So I think it's currently, only $100 or so down from where, the 4,400. But I'm not sure why the Bitcoin whales or manipulators keep doing stuff like that. It's very annoying. It doesn't seem productive at all to the market. There's a lot of, or rather, one of the things that's happening right now is that a lot of people believe that November is going to be an amazing month for the cryptocurrency market. And I saw some people talking about this online, that it's kind of the idea that if Bitcoin can maintain above $60,000, therefore that is the brand new price floor and everything kind of just rises from there. But at the same exact time, it's this constant, once again, it's not a coordinated effort by hundreds of millions of people around the world who are all deciding at that moment to sell Bitcoin. It's about 5 guys, probably on islands somewhere, talking to each other on the phone, trying to figure out exactly when to sell to try and push the rest of the market down, because altcoins are doing also extremely well right now. It says Ethereum hits new all-time high amid rising address activity. Ethereum hits new all-time high after Altair upgrade, shows clear path to the merge. Ethereum price hits new all-time high after Altair upgrade. You kind of get the gist of what was the most popular news, price news story of the day. There was some other stuff about Bitcoin. This one's worded very oddly. Bitcoin's price keeps rewarding investors. Here are the levels to watch targeting 70,000. It's basically 72, 74, 64, and then I think 6, 7, something, I don't know. Bitcoin's going to get there eventually. These really weird articles that keep popping up all the time, like as if we don't know that Bitcoin is going to go to 70,000 and that we have to apparently look out for price targets. No, is it like it's the same exact thing like when you talk about Bitcoin going to 100,000? Hey, well, we have to hit 70,000, and if we can hit 85,000, yeah, that's how numbers work. Bitcoin can't go to 100,000 unless we pass by 70 and 85,000. So, and then on top of that, it says Bitcoin attempts a fresh increase, why Bitcoin could struggle near 62,000. I think today is the end of Bitcoin options, or an expiry of something. And a lot of people for the last couple of days have been saying that Bitcoin and Ethereum look like they're going to go higher after those futures options bungalows have expired. I don't know why we keep getting news like that. Once again, I don't understand the entirety of the significance of one stock exchange in the United States, in Illinois, in Chicago, on one street, having so much influence on Bitcoin's price when it's not even trading in Bitcoin. But alas, that's the reality that we live in. So yeah, that's all the price news. There was one article about Shiba Inu and Dogecoin, but it was literally just talking about like which one's gonna win and who's fighting who, and Shiba Inu is increasing. And I'm like, okay, we've gotten like 4 days of that. Like that's enough for my brain as well. But the entire focus was just on Ethereum. If it wasn't for big old Bitcoin, we'd probably be at 4,700 right now. And a lot of the price targets for this year have not really changed. They've only actually increased for Ethereum. I think the lowest that we've seen has been 10,000. And during this cycle, so they say, the legend goes, the highest I saw was 35,000. Not holding my breath for that one, but you never know where the market could go. Anyway, that's all the price news. And yeah, let's move on. In the most popular news story of the day, social media giant Facebook sees the growing metaverse as the future of its business. And today, or last night, the firm made the move announcing that it would be changing its name to Meta. That is META. Meta will be the name for the overall company, although it appears that some of its apps and services such as Facebook and WhatsApp will maintain their current branding name under the Meta umbrella. Facebook, now Meta, CEO Mark Zuckerberg announced the news during the streaming keynote for its annual Facebook Connect event, which was heavily focused on the metaverse. The expected move was first reported by The Verge last week, although a final name has not leaked ahead of yesterday. He said, I think we're basically moving from being Facebook first as a company to being metaverse first. Zuckerberg told the site in a new posting, and there's a little link for it right there. What is the metaverse? Have you seen the movie Ready Player One? That's basically where the world is going. I don't know if people really understand that, and I've been trying to lightly hint over the last couple of weeks. You have to understand that, once again, NFTs are not just... Well, I mean, listen, they can be considered art. You may consider code art. A lot of people think of NFTs as kind of like CryptoPunks or the bored monkey apes, whatever those things are called. No, it's going to be an expansive array of things, whether it be video games, where, like, imagine your favorite video game. You got finished playing the video game and you finally got the Master Sword and you're like, this is the greatest sword I've ever had. In a video game, it kind of stays within that one game. In the metaverse, as all metaverses are expected to link together, which are going to be basically digital worlds, once again, watch Ready Player One, you'll be able to take that sword, because it is an NFT, from there into another metaverse or any other game that you're kind of playing. So these will basically become assets that will maintain their value for as long as we have the internet and as long as we have technology, because these things will become famous in video games and they'll be very hard to get and very hard to come by. And anyway, the metaverse won't be one thing, but rather a conceptual collection of open worlds and settings joined by interoperable assets and experiences. Collectible NFT assets, for example, could be turned into 3D avatars that owners can bring into all sorts of web spaces, whether it's for work, play, exercise, or social interactions. I have a very close friend, who kind of foresaw this coming a couple of months ago, and he's been talking about it and working on stuff. I won't tell you what he's doing, but he's well ahead of the curve when it comes to stuff like this. The metaverse is going to encompass basically everything. And I mean everything that we see, everything that we touch, everything that we interact with. People don't... You see how social media kind of took the world by storm? This is what I mentioned a couple of months ago. It clicked to a lot of other people. This is why, you know, when we kept on getting all the NFT hate, I was like, didn't it seem weird to a lot of you that during this time where you were fuming and really angry about everything that had to do with NFTs, that 60 different major companies are getting into it? Have you seen that Disney and Marvel and every other major company is also getting into the NFT space? This isn't going away. These are going to be things that you're going to be able to buy and basically take with you throughout the entirety of the internet. No longer will you have to buy something or a statue that you think is really cool or a collectible or something like that you simply keep in your house. You'll be able to access it on your phone anywhere you go around the world. And don't forget, this is also going to be incorporated as well. We are going to have glasses that we already have these things that can see digital things around us, like virtual reality, augmented reality are going to be something that it kind of is encompassed into everything that we have. It won't be like that. You know, remember when Google had their Google Glass thing and like it looked really weird? Technology has progressed where basically you can do it in a lens like this. We also, for those of you who don't know, there are also contact lenses that can also take video and stuff now. If you incorporate them or add them into the internet, you'll be able to see digital collectibles and digital things all over the place. It's actually going to transform the way that we see the world. So this is the most popular news story of the day. A lot of people who understand what's really going on are freaking out about this because Facebook is basically the largest domino that's there. They have fallen, if you will, and that they have officially announced that they're getting into this metaverse NFT space, and everyone else is going to follow suit. All of these worlds will be merged together. Some of them will be more decentralized than others, and those will, I think, to be the ones that actually end up flourishing a lot more. But Facebook has the billions of dollars to market theirs the best, and this is probably why theirs will probably be the largest. No word on if Meta is going to be selling land in this new world, but I assume that they will. But this is going to be, I mean, once again, just to throw this out there, I know what I said about NFTs in January, but I have changed as a person because the same exact way that I changed about Bitcoin. If you are still the same person as you were at the beginning of this year, it might be time to go read a book or something like that, because as humans, we should evolve and continuously have new ways of thinking about things. This is really going to take over the world. I think in a good 3 years, I think a lot of people who are naysayers will have begun to realize, but at that point, it's going to be late for the early entry money accumulation. Anyway, yeah. That's the Facebook is now Meta news. I'm pretty sure it's still confusing a lot of people. Once again, it's not my favorite movie, but it will explain a lot. Go watch Ready Player One, and you'll really understand exactly what's coming. It's basically that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I assume very soon as well, we will be getting information about Facebook's digital coin, because I'm certain that that's going to be the actual currency of their world. So, yeah. Let's move on. Is this the same thing? Yep. Meta once again. Next up, Microstrategy added almost 9,000 Bitcoin to its holdings last quarter, bringing its total Bitcoin stash to a valuation of $7 billion US. The company highlighted the purchase of 8,957 BTC in Q3 on the 28th of October, with the firm's permabull, Michael Saylor, stating that there is more Bitcoin accumulation to come. Today, he said Microstrategy is the world's largest publicly traded corporate owner of Bitcoin with over 114,000 BTC. We will continue to evaluate opportunities to raise additional capital to execute on our Bitcoin strategy. Not really much news here. It's MicroStrategy basically at the front of everyone else. It used to be MicroStrategy and Grayscale, and then Grayscale had that hiccup earlier in this year where their premium wasn't as premium as people thought that it should be. Yeah, not surprising. I just mentioned this a couple of days ago. I told you there were 3 companies who we knew of who were making sure every day to accumulate a portion, if not all of it, of that 900 Bitcoin that was being minted per day, and MicroStrategy is one of them. There's not a lot of Bitcoin left. People will only realize this when Bitcoin's price gets to 6 figures, and it makes the news everywhere. But as of right now, if you are in the market, count yourself lucky. I don't mean that as a joke. I don't mean that as like a self-pat on the back. You really don't understand what's going to be happening over the next couple of years. Why do you think every bank, every institution, every company is in this space? Why do you think the NFT space is exploding so rapidly? It's because they know exactly where all of this is heading. Even the news that people are making millions of dollars right now will seem like nothing in 5, 10, 15 years when the early adopters in this space making 7-8 figures for just simply having accumulated cryptocurrencies right now. Once again, the prediction still is that by 2032 or 2030 something, Bitcoin will have a price of over $1 million. So imagine adding 9,000 Bitcoin just in a 3-4 month period. And they already, I mean, you understand what I'm saying. Anyway, that's the MicroStrategy news. None of you should be surprised at all. And MicroStrategy just happens to be the only one who talks about it. Just imagine the other big money out there who's not saying a word as they accumulate. Next up, also popular in the news, I don't know. The Dallas Mavericks and Voyager Digital have partnered to take crypto into the mainstream. Now the NBA team is giving away $100 worth of Bitcoin. The Dallas Mavericks, a pro basketball team owned by Mark Cuban, is giving away Bitcoin to its fans, according to the official Puerto Rico. I know it says PR. The team will give $100 in Bitcoin to anyone who downloads the app of the cryptocurrency platform Voyager Digital. Those interested in receiving the gift must download the app before Saturday, 11:59 p.m., enter the promo code, and deposit $100 and make a trade on the platform. Yep, it says all that right there. Please, before you move your money anywhere, check out and see if this is actually real. Check out and see, there are websites where you can check to see if apps are actually the apps that they say that they are, if they are legitimate. Before you go and swing your money around anywhere to try and get some other free money, make sure that this is legitimate so that you can receive some legitimate Bitcoin. I'm pretty sure it wasn't Mark Cuban the guy who loved the Dogecoin, but I guess his brain is working, so he knows that Bitcoin is also a thing. Yeah, so they're giving away $100 worth of Bitcoin. I'm certain at this moment that you're watching the video, there have been at least 300 other people who have done it. Search the internet. See if they've done it, if they've received their Bitcoin, and then you can proceed forward with your money moves, as the kids say. Anyway, yeah, it's not that it's not major news. I know that people love getting news like this. But it seems kind of gimmicky to me all the time. But once again, it's still a free, if you will, $100 worth of Bitcoin. So, yeah. Next up, also in the news, that's not really news, but people want it desperately to be news. I don't know if you've seen these things before. You must have if you've been here before. This is a CryptoPunk. CryptoPunk number 9,998. Very big thank you for all the support on my NFTs as well. Gracias. Has sold for over $500 million. A lot of people lost their minds. A lot of these things are selling for $2.6 million, $11 million. I think one sold for $25 million. Woo, that's absolutely crazy. But then people started looking at it a little bit deeper and to see exactly why this one sold for $500 million. A lot of websites are floating around talking about that the sale is not legitimate or that the sale is not so-and-so. One of them, I'm not sure if it's this one. Let me see if the wording is actually there. Yeah, some of the brighter and most notable names in NFTs believe that the transaction was essentially a flash loan transaction. I find it a bit weird that so many people wrote this article this was one of the most popular news stories of the day, as if the guy who did it didn't simply already come forward. So what basically happened was the guy basically said he sent himself a flash loan. I think he transferred the NFT and I think gave himself money for it in some sort of way, but the amount that he gave himself was $500 million. And that was basically the transaction that took place. But the guy came forward and said this. You can even find it on social media. Everyone's taking screenshots of the conversation. The guy was like, yeah, it was me. I did it for so-and-so. He said he wanted it to make publicity, which is completely working. But everyone else is creating articles talking about, other intelligent people are looking into it and they think it's false. And he came forward already saying that he did it to make publicity. And I'm pretty sure it worked. It has worked. I'm talking about it to all of you. You're all hearing about it and you're going to tell at some point some other friend, did you hear that one of them sold for $500 million? It was actually a publicity stunt, and that's how publicity stunts work. So yeah, once again, this was news that was very popular that people tried to make news, but really shouldn't be news if you really think about it. So yeah, I'm sure you'll hear about this later on today. You'll see it as well on social media or anywhere else. The guy came forward already. He said he did it on purpose. He wanted to make publicity, and it worked. So, yeah, this was also almost as popular as the meta news. Some of the brightest and most notable names in NFTs. Or just people with logic. And to finish things off, Charles Hoskinson, co-founder and CEO of IOHK, the company responsible for Cardano, announced yesterday, or the other day rather, that he has signed a Memorandum of Understanding, or an MOU, with the government of the Republic of Burundi. A Memorandum of Understanding is an agreement between two or more parties outlined in a formal document. Although it is not legally binding, it does demonstrate willingness of the parties to move forward with a contract, which is so stupid if you think about it. Just wait until you're both in the room to actually sign the contract. You need a former contract to say that you're thinking about potentially signing another contract in the future. Why not just wait for that contract? And I'm not downplaying what happened with Cardano. It's more of a, this is not the first cryptocurrency company to sign an MOU. There have been hundreds of them, of course, across the years, but I always find the idea of, like, imagine me and you, we're going to go hang out somewhere. And, like, let's say 3 p.m, but me and you meet up at 9 to say, hey, I'm thinking about meeting up around in like 6 hours. That sounds great. Like, and then we sign a piece of paper together to say that we're going to meet in 6 hours, as opposed to just meeting in 6 hours. It's this really weird. I know it's all, the word isn't formal. It's like a gesture, but it's still, the world is really interesting. So basically, for those of you who have missed out on the last couple of year and a half, Cardano is hyper-focused the same exact way that Jack Dorsey is on Africa. They believe that Africa kind of is going to be the go-to place in the future for the cryptocurrency market, as it is ripe for the developing, if you will. Bringing in all new infrastructure that Africa already has. A lot of people forget that Africa is an entire continent, already has a lot of this structure. But they believe that this is kind of going to be the new place to bring Africa to the forefront of the economic world. And Charles Hoskinson and Jack Dorsey have said for a very long time that they believe that Africa is going to be the leader of the cryptocurrency space in the future. So I guess this is it. Let's see exactly where this leads. There were no actual words as to what this was. It's just an understanding that in the future they plan on working together. I think this is the third African country that Cardano is doing this with. So once again, not downstating it. I think it's absolutely, you can't partner or sign an MOU with an entire country and not, be impressive in some sort of way. Just want to see what's going to happen. I want to see exactly which countries they merge with, which countries start using their blockchain, start putting stable coins on top of the Cardano blockchain and using it as their national currency or their digital currency. Sounds kind of cool. Yeah. Wait. Oh, gosh. Did it again. Hold on. And the microphone doesn't help. This microphone is like just in front of the phone. Nope. Wrong one. Found it. As always, see, look, yes, this. If you can't look at the screen, don't look at the screen. If you can look at that screen, this is exactly what I'm talking about. As Ethereum was rising up, slammed down. It barely affected it. It kept on moving back up. It shot up and then slammed down once again. Please stop manipulating the price of Bitcoin. I mean, just let it go to 100,000. We know that it's going there. I don't understand why things have to happen at a certain period of time. I don't know why we have to wait for November and December. If all this nonsense hadn't been going on, we would be well over a $100,000 Bitcoin by now. You understand that this move is not natural, right? This is not a normal move in any kind of market. And it affected everything else, of course, which is quite frustrating. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters, Professor Wally from Gunbot University, and let's move on. Chris, Hakeem, Wilkins, Empire, Queen, Stake It With Valor, Fudweiser, Mortified, Roman, Gaba, Bitcoin, Ben, Arachno, Dave, Tony, Ambroski, The Dealers, Zen, Red Plum, Tomato, Wish Nikki, The Letter, M, Stefan Nurse, Not Brain, Captain Something in a Z-Way Late, Crypto Black Sheep, AJ Cut 5, Speedy 655, and Carlos was like Mobile Razi, Jojo, Shansho, VB Nerd 21, Miguel Golay, Lawrence Silva, Quarterbitty, Bare Bones, Mining, Troy, All Good, Space, Katina Miracle, Pattern, Nasser, Conan, Noski, Blade, Snacky Chan, Tolik, Banana, Suspicious, Agile, and Blockchain, Navarro, Williams, David James, Tilla, The Han, Yasha Harari, Utopia 569, Lume, High, XRP, Mar, Stoy, No, Sonoma, Joss Harty, Deanna Reader, The Animal Reader, Abibiaphobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysek, More Hamaroni, Massive Edges in Thailand, Jared Steiner, Wise Night, Owl, 242 to the World, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Cole D3D, Damien, Setsuna, Richie Richard III, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Mon, Yellow with a Jim Guard, Jimmy Fox, Minty Coins, Mother His Chest, Everyday Kowski, Play the Crypto, Bodie McButtface, Anytime Fitness, Moscow on Staff, Bake Me a Cake, Tigger Ramacho, Nisa on Crypto with Lionel, Crayola, Michelle, URL, and Bolero Bastos. Thank you all very, very much for your continued support. Thank you to everyone who is a Patreon supporter, to everyone who has joined this channel, to everyone who has supported my NFT drops, whether it be my collectibles or my daily drops on Rarible. Thank you all for watching, listening, being here, supporting, talking to me, having conversations with me on Twitter, and all that jazz. At the moment, Bitcoin is currently at $60,645. It is up by 1.3%. Ethereum is up by 5%. It is at $4,300. Binance Coin is up by 3%. Shiba Inu is up by 7 percentile points as well. It is currently coin number 8. I think the highest was 77 right here, if I'm not mistaken. 1, 2, 3 decimal places off of 1 cent. Seems totally possible. Luna is up by 2% at the moment. Litecoin is up by 2%. Matic is up by 7%. Axie Infinity is up by 7% as well. Theta is up by 8%. Hedera Bar is up by 3%. Crypto is up by 7%. Flow, okay, is up by 8%. Yeah. And IOTA is up by 1 point. IOTA is like hanging on. Like they are making sure that they stay within the top 50. Yeah, we'll see exactly what happens. I assume the expiry of the options is going to take place over the next 5, 6, 7 hours. So we'll see exactly what ends up happening. But yeah, I do hope that you all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are have had, continue to have, might have a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, and or supporting, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.